The survival of the Children of Light, as the source calls them, depends on this uneasy alliance.
Okay, let's dive deep. We're looking at Deliverance of Dragons. Based on the excerpts, this sounds like the big finale to the Dragon Prophecy trilogy, right?
That's the impression, yeah. Really high stakes. And our plan today is just to work with these excerpts we have to sort of map out what they tell us.
Exactly. Unpack the world, the main players, the big conflict, the key relationships, based only on this material.
Right. And the world itself, it's described as, well, steeped in magic. You've got dragons, you've got these epic battles looming. Classic fantasy setting in some ways.
And front and center, the source puts Vilesar Ferkerinen, an orphan, apparently, but also the prophesied savior, and the destined elven queen.
Yeah, and what's interesting is how she's described. It's not just about bloodline. The source says she's anointed by the stars. Comes with the dragon.
Anointed by the stars. So, like, cosmic approval?
Seems like it. It suggests her authority runs deeper than just, politics or inheritance. More of a destiny thing.
Okay, but there's a huge threat. The Andarkan? The source paints them as this, relentless force.
Oh yeah, pushing the elves to the absolute brink. It mentions this is forcing them to unite, like properly unite for the first time maybe, just to survive.
That need for unity makes sense. But then the source throws in a curveball with this character, Runacurundler Carthalion.
Right, he's introduced as a former traitor to the Elven Empire, which is quite the starting point.
A former traitor now leading an army. And what an army. The source lists, hang on, centaurs, merfolk, gryphons, minotaurs.
And talking bears. Don't forget the talking bears.
Talking bears. How does a former traitor pull that together?
Well, it suggests the threat is just that bad, right? Old grudges have to go out the window, or maybe he's got a specific kind of charisma, or maybe these groups trust him more than the established powers, perhaps.
Interesting point. It definitely signals desperation, or maybe a new kind of leadership is needed.
And then there's a connection between him and Vilesar. This is maybe the biggest twist the source highlights.
Yes. They're magically bound soulmates.
And it's not just romantic fluff. The source is clear. It's a life link. One dies, the other dies, period.
Wow, okay, so any past hatred or mistrust between them, it suddenly becomes incredibly dangerous.
Exactly. They have to work together. Their survival is literally intertwined. And because they're key leaders, the survival of the Children of Light, as the source calls them, depends on this uneasy alliance.
So putting these pieces together, you've got the star-chosen queen, this overwhelming darkness, the traitor leading this fantastical coalition, and this deadly soulmate bond locking the leaders together. What kind of story does that setup point towards?
It feels like it's digging deep into themes of destiny, definitely. Leadership under fire, sacrifice, for sure, and how unity, even really uncomfortable unity, might be the only way forward.
Yeah, the source material really gives off this vibe of a huge, dramatic conclusion, fate of the world stuff.
Totally. It feels like it's setting up the end of an age, an old world ending, something new starting. The excerpts paint a pretty compelling picture.
It really does. Okay, so wrapping up our deep dive into these excerpts from Deliverance of Dragons. We've seen the prophesied queen, the diverse army under a former traitor, that critical soulmate bond, and the sheer stakes involved.
High stakes, complex relationships, epic scale.
So here's something to think about, pulled straight from the source material's description. Given this epic struggle, and particularly that unique life-or-death bond forcing Vilesar and Runacurundler together, what might it really mean for an old world to end as a new one begins? What does that new beginning actually look like after a conflict like this?
Grab Deliverance of Dragons by Mercedes Lackey, James Mallory, now on sale for $23.95. Don't miss this chance to build good habit and achieve remarkable results. Buy now today.
Like and subscribe for more Bookhaven podcasts.